She's abusive. I couldn't stand up to that woman. I could today. I could now. With distance and space and clarity, I could now. I couldn't. I just couldn't.
With my microphone on. I am such an idiot.
What else are you guys talking about?
Oh no, that's just all I wanted to talk about, but now I feel like a moron because I have my microphone on.
First off, even if they come and ask you about it on camera, all you gotta do is say, I'm not comfortable talking about it. Done. Secondly, you are no leader to me.
Yeah.
This little voice, they can't hear me. Second one here, you're in no danger whatsoever.
Okay.
I can't see. Can you see? Turn off switch.
Okay. Yeah?
Let me know when you're ready to start back up, because we're already downstairs.
Yeah. Downstairs?
Yep.
Were you disciplined by Christina and Mike? Okay, tell me about that.
They didn't really whoop me or nothing like that.
Okay. Did anyone ever put their hands on you? Do you know what that means? Physically? Did anyone physically harm you?
No, but I know they did. Well, actually, did I say they didn't whip me?
Initially, Natalia, in her interview with the forensic interviewer, with the prosecutor's office, she's made a lot of conflicting statements, and they are memorialized in police reports.
No, they whooped me, you know how, sometimes parents, they whoop you with a belt? They did whoop me. She literally let the boys whoop me.
She let the 3 boys whoop you?
Yes.
Okay.
But Jacob, he just dropped me. That's all.
When you say he just dropped you, what does that mean?
He literally...
he just dropped you?
Yeah.
So did he, pick you up? Okay. So when the 3 boys were whooping you, who was in the room?
Christine. She was sitting right on my bed. First she whooped me, then she had the boys, and then Michael whooped me.
And then Michael whooped you. Okay.
So this is actually, this ties into one of the things that I didn't know whether or not to talk about here, but I think I decided I will anyways. One of Natalia's problematic behaviors was that she would frequently soil or urinate in places where she shouldn't, such as, for example, on blankets, or on furniture such as a couch, or a bed, because it was happening frequently. Whatever my mother was trying to do to address the situation wasn't working. So one solution my mom came up with was for me to urinate in Natalia's bed. She had pink blankets. The vivid part is just basically the action. I remember feeling anger while I was doing it, experiencing a thought oh, this will show her. Do we need more on this topic, or are we good, or? shouldn't give me instructions, man. Like, she didn't, like, oh, let's aim that way. Like, I was never...
How are you feeling about it now?
I had performed this action of urinating in Natalia's bed, and, yeah, to this day I feel horrible that I actually did that. It's one of those things that keeps me up at night. Like, I kind of feel like a Nazi following orders, in a way. So there's definitely guilt. I don't think Natalia was treated fairly. In the unlikely scenario that Natalia listens to this and doesn't just, like, turn it off, I hope she understands that I'm apologetic. I've had a lot of time to really just think about stuff, grow up. But I don't know if I wish to talk about this further. I mean, I've gotten a lot of stuff off my chest, but I haven't really had a chance to speak about publicly. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add.
Jacob has relayed to me that Christine made him specifically, we're not going to talk about anybody else. While I was at work, Christine made Jacob pee all over Natalia's things. Jacob's words to me, his mom explained it to him as, it is therapeutic. It is something that a therapist told her to be done. Christine told Jake that it's okay. And my wife made my 12-year-old son pee all over Natalia's things as a get you back. Give me a second. Parents that are out there, you hear your kid tell you something like that? 12 years later. I heard about this for the first time this week. You don't know how to react. I don't know what Jacob needs from me in that moment. I tried to put my arm on him as he was telling me, and he smacked me away.
Christine controlled her children and used them to control Natalia. It was all about control and manipulation. The Barnetts are supposed to, like all parents, protect their children. Christine put Jacob on the front lines, and it makes you wonder, what did she force Natalia to do?
Natalia was abused by that woman. I was abused by that woman. Jacob was abused by that woman. My other two sons are abused by that woman right now today. That woman is a controlling, lying, manipulating woman. We were all abused.
Christine's a monster. And one time she yelled at me because she was standing on a chair to change a light bulb, and I wanted her to get off the chair because she was pregnant and due the next day, and she's up on a yelling because Michael hadn't changed the light bulb. And I said, Christine, you need to come down. She told everybody I hit her. And then she told me I had to leave their house. I wasn't welcome there anymore. But the really hard part is what this has done to my son. He's been raked over the coals. He's been treated like crap. When he's a good person. And I know every mother's going to say that. But I think that a piece of him has been carved out and thrown away.
So, there's the easy definition of sexual abuse, and which is obvious and visual, and you can see it and you can know it. And then there's what I went through. Did she sexually abuse me by physically violating my body? No, she did not. Did she sexually abuse me by using it as a tool? Yes, she did. So Christine's sexual things to manipulate me was basically holding it from me, keeping it from me. She knew I was attracted to her. There were many years that the number of times that she permitted it to happen was single digits. She never came on to me. She never told me I was attractive. She's the attractive one. I'm the ugly one. So invariably, I get a wee bit addicted to pornography. Pornography is not going to tell me I'm ugly. It's not going to reject me. So, Christine would use the pornography stuff against me. It made it worse. October 2013. I leave Canada. We were not yet divorced at this time. And Christine decides to start using sex as a weapon to make me come back and get back and roll and serve. So she would start sending naughty pictures to me, teasing me, tempting me. If you just come back, you'll get this.
Christine was leveraging her body, her sex, to get what she wanted in the divorce. You can have this, but give me what I want, which is custody of the boys. And he agrees. Christine is the walking epitome of evil. At first, for a very long time, I thought the brainwashing was only on me. I didn't see it happening to anybody else. Until I saw how my sons have been manipulated after divorce. She told my kids over and over and over and over and over, your father's going to kill you, I'm going to protect you. And for a young developing mind, how often do you need your mom to repeat to you, your dad's going to kill you, until you start buying it? My middle son and my youngest son, I've not seen them in over 8 years. And they want nothing to do with seeing me. Evil. She's earned it. She's earned every single letter of it. Evil. Given the bitter divorce between Michael and Christine, they really hate each other. There's a war between them, and the criminal cases against Michael and Christine are coming up. The prosecution had to file charges separately against Michael and Christine, I suspect, because Michael told Detective Davenport about a lot of alleged criminal conduct by Christine. And Michael's trial is first. So is he trying to put all the blame on Christine to escape any accountability? Or is he motivated by revenge? For the first year after the divorce, we were using the one communal phone. The one communal phone, at that point in time, had been set up to automatically back up pictures and videos. So, every time she takes a picture of my sons, it's automatically backing up to my Dropbox account. So I'm opening Dropbox every day, hoping to see my kids,
hoping to see smiles, hoping to see a video, hoping to hear their voices. And nearly immediately after, I'm seeing pictures. Pictures of her in various states of undress that I know are being sent to other people.
You saw those pictures. They were tame. I could have been wearing a freaking pair of shorts in those pictures. And you know, and you don't know which ones I sent to him, because there were some really, really tame ones, and then there were the ones that I sent to you.
You didn't.
And why did I send them to you? Why did I send them to you? Tell me the truth.
You didn't send me anything, Chris. You didn't email me any of them. You didn't text me, and you didn't send any to me.
I know that you stalked the frick out of me.
Chris, it's in my Dropbox.
I know that you go on Spotify on my computer. I know
Hang on. Wait. Stop. Do you know what Spotify is?
I do not know. I don't know what it is.
Spotify's like Pandora. It's a music player.
Christine was not tech savvy. She didn't understand computers. She didn't understand technology. She would take pictures of herself in lingerie and save them there. And this whole time, Michael is living with me and my family, and these are just appearing on his computer. And to watch him go through the devastation it was almost like his life was being ripped apart from the inside, and not only his life, but his heart.
There's been a lot of pain in their 15-year broken marriage.
She has twisted, convoluted, lied, publicly, privately, repeatedly, over and over and over again, so she can maintain power, money, control over everything and everyone. Natalia was manipulated, brainwashed, engineered into looking as crazy as possible. Summer 2012, Marion County Court has ruled that Natalia is and has been an adult. A month or two before that moment, Christine has taught and rehearsed a greeting with Natalia. Hi. I have to do it in the voice and everything. So give me a little sip of water. Because I can see her do it. Because I can see her with her hands. Her fingers don't bend due to one of her dysplasias, and it's just the way it is. Hi, my name's Natalia. I might look young, but I'm actually 23 years old, and I'm dangerous. I have tried to kill people before.
How did you let this happen?
It's gonna sound terrible. I don't think I ever witnessed her say that greeting to a stranger publicly aloud. I don't think I was ever present when Natalia on her own met a stranger. It was something Christine had taught Natalia for when we weren't around, and Christine couldn't warn the people herself that she's dangerous. Should I have been more of a man? Should I have stood up and taken control and put my foot down? Yeah. Take that back. That's not being a man. Should I have been a different person? Yes. Absolutely. Was I at all mentally or emotionally capable of doing such a thing? No. She's abusive. I couldn't stand up to that woman. I could today. I could now. With distance and space and clarity, I could now. I couldn't. I just couldn't.
When she told me that she had tried to kill her mom, was like, why was that? And I felt like either she was coached to say that and those things didn't happen, and somebody was just saying, like, this is what happened, and kind of made her believe that, or she was just so far disconnected emotionally from what was happening.
Abuse in general is all about power. Christine was the one in power at all times. Christine's the one in power right now, today.
If it's true that Christine was manipulating Natalia to say things that were false, then it's really disturbing, and it begs the question of whether or not this is evidence of Stockholm Syndrome, or is it evidence that Natalia was a child following the orders of her mother? Now that may explain some of Natalia's inconsistencies. For example, Natalia admitted trying to poison Christine.
She just said, I tried to poison them, so I had to live in the garage for a while.
And then she denied it.
Did you try to put a foreign substance into her coffee?
No, that's what she told me to tell them.
Okay.
It sure sounds like these statements were things that Natalia didn't necessarily want to say. That sounds like compulsion, like she was being forced to say certain things. Everything in this case boils down to Natalia's age. Is she a child or is she an adult? Could she really have been born in 2003? How old is Natalia Barnett really? It's clear that the prosecution believes Natalia was a child when she was left alone to fend for herself in this apartment in Lafayette, Indiana. Getting her re-aged to an adult could have been a way for Michael and Christine to protect themselves from child neglect charges. There are two sets or theories of charges. One is based on Natalia being a child. The other set of charges is based on Natalia being a dependent with a disability. This is where Natalia's age becomes extremely important. If the prosecution can prove that Natalia was a child, despite her re-aging, it should be an open and shut case with any jury.
What would have happened if you wouldn't have gone along with Natalia being abducted?
Oh my God. I would have lost my kids then. That's for sure. Never see my kids again. Kicked out of my house. And she would have done what she did. She did it.
You say that Christina was a master manipulator.
Yep.
What if I told you Natalia has never had a period?
I'd be stunned.
What if I told you that Natalia really just started developing breasts a year ago?
We got doctors telling me she's an adult. We all seem to know what she's doing.
The truth, I feel, with all the research that I've done, you've been told a certain story. A lot of people have been told a certain story. The truth is that Natalia really isn't that old. I think in your heart, you know that it was wrong.
In regards to Natalia being re-aged, there could be a motive factor here, and the motive factor could be that whatever abuse might have taken place, the age makes a big difference in how that's looked at legally.
Hey, Doctor, my name is Brandon Davenport. I'm a detective with the Indiana State Police, and I was trying to get a hold of you about Natalia Barnett.
I haven't seen her as her physician in 7-8 years, something like that.
I have to admit that I don't believe Natalia was 22 years old when she was made 22 years old, or else I wouldn't be looking into it.
The 22 number, I think that came out of the court. Yeah, I don't know how easy it is to age people up.
Yes.
I would think it's a difficult process.
Well, I would have thought it would be a difficult process, to be honest with you. The truth is, this actually happened without even a hearing, which is kind of crazy to me. But they definitely used you as a person to get that done. It definitely looked like they were trying to say that they're aging her up because you aged her up.
I remember her telling me that she was over 18.
Christine was making her say that she was older than what she was. Christine has a tendency, it seems like, or the family at least has this tendency to falsify a lot of different things to get their way. Now, we have to ask ourselves, why did they do this? You know, I have my suspicions. You know that in Indiana you were responsible for a child, especially if you adopt them, until 21 years old?
No.
So, being 22 years old, that made them not responsible financially for this child anymore. So, what if Christine comes back and says, you know what, we wouldn't have aged her up if Dr. McLaren didn't tell us that she was older than what she was? Do you think that causes a unique problem for you then?
If they say it was all my idea?
Yes.
Gosh, I suppose it could. Is that the issue here?
It could become a problem. My guess is that they're going to say that they are not going to be taking any responsibility for her getting aged up, and they only did it because you said that she was 22 years old. If they don't want to take responsibility for what they did, they're going to pass it off to somebody else.
So what's curious is that this emergency petition to re-age Natalia is based in large part on Dr. McLaren, the family doctor, a general practitioner. Dr. McLaren's opinion is apparently what ruled the day for the judge, and it was enough. This becomes a central issue for the prosecution.
Would you agree that the fact that you personally believe that Natalia is a child, that biases your investigation?
I don't think my investigation is biased.
Okay, so do you believe that Natalia, back in 2013, do you believe she's a child?
The facts suggest that she was a child at the time.
Actually, the facts are there's a court order saying that she's an adult.
Mr. Nicholson, we're not going to fight over this. He has said that it's his opinion. The facts show she's a child.
Is that what you said, that it's your opinion that the facts show she's a child?
If you're asking me, sir, yes, sir.
Natalia's age, her birth year, was so important that the prosecutors and Detective Davenport went to Ukraine there to track down this woman, Anna Gava, who is allegedly Natalia's biological mother, and get a DNA sample from her.
My name's Brandon. So, we came a long way to meet you.
Они приехали издалека, чтобы вас встретить.
Our goal, and I think your goal, is we want the best for a little girl. So, we're going to take this test. To swab the lower part of the cheek.
Everything is done?
Yes, we are.
The DNA test results came back. It is a match. She is indeed Natalia's biological mother. This is a huge deal and may put this whole age issue to rest. This changes everything.
Can you go ahead and state your name and spell it for the record, please?
Natalia Barnett.
And how old are you?
Biologically 32 or 33, sorry. I'm 33. Legally. Biologically 19.
Ukraine's president says 30% of the country's power stations have been destroyed in just over a week, prompting residents to restrict their use of electricity and water.
It's part of Moscow's campaign to drive the nation into the cold and dark.
Расскажи, откуда ты, из какого ты города?
Я Колодиана. Родилась в Латвии в 79 году, 20 апреля. У меня 4 детей, плюс еще Наташа. 4 сентября родилась в 2003 году. В 6:25 родилась в первом роддоме. А моя биологическая дочка. Показали ее. Роды были, конечно, тяжелые, очень тяжелые. Когда я уже от наркоза отошла, и на следующий день мне врач пришел и сказал, что нет смысла ее забирать. Ходить она все равно не сможет, вообще никак. И рост у нее будет маленький. Операция стоит $100 000. А так как у тебя таких денег нет, у тебя еще дочка старшая, ну, получается, Юля у меня была, и потом Саташа. И она мне принесла образец отказа, бумажечки, где писать отказ. И мне нужно было в 5 экземплярах написать. Я вообще, честно сказать, я ее не хотела оставлять, но врачи говорят, что ты ни с чем не сможешь ей помочь. А ты молодая, я тебе 24 года, не ломать свою жизнь, у тебя еще дети будут.
Что именно возбуждает в тебе вот эти грустные эмоции, из-за которых слезы на глаза наворачиваются?
То, что я врачей послушала, я оставила ее, а не забрала. Я постоянно уже сколько лет думаю о ней, что она, как она, где она, чем занимается и все остальное.
Об этом тяжело говорить сейчас?
Но есть малеха. Там обещали ей золотые горы, а получилось совсем наоборот. Я же когда узнала, что вот такое получилось, что в 13 лет ее оставили в одну квартире, я вообще была в шоке, конечно.
Что случилось, когда американцы приехали увидеться с тобой в 2019 году?
Вот когда приезжали американцы к нам, меня полиция тут разыскивала, интервью брали в полиции. Вот. Там был прокурор, детектив, но у нас это...
Алло, Аня?
Anagava was born in 1979, which means she would have been 10 years old if Natalia was born in 1989, as the courts ruled when they re-aged her. So there aren't a lot of good reasons besides seeing pubic hair on her to believe she was born anytime before 2003. Also, we know that Michael's attorneys have the DNA results of Anagava because they got it in discovery in preparation for the trial. So they know Anagava is a match for Natalia.
So regarding the woman in the Ukraine that supposedly is her mom or any of that stuff, I don't know the truth of anything. And that is the God's honest truth. I don't know. And this is where if my attorney were hanging out with me, he would jump in and say some attorney things. And he would say something about due process and inspecting the evidence and researching the validity of such things. I've never met her. I've never been to the Ukraine. I didn't conduct any test. I've done none of these things. Is this somebody that I was present for during any kind of screening? No. Has this information been validated in a court of law and been made official that yes, this is all legit? No. I have this test submitted by a prosecutor who has a reason to want to win their case.
The Tippecanoe County Superior Court judge sided with the defense's argument that Natalia's age cannot be part of this case. A judge ruled years ago that Natalia was an adult when this series of events took place. For that reason, no one can portray her as a child. A big setback for the prosecution.
Despite this DNA evidence that Anagava is Natalia's biological mother, the court ruling that Natalia's age was not going to be relitigated at this criminal trial is a huge blow to the prosecution. All of the witnesses were prepared to testify about Natalia's age, and now they're being muzzled and silenced.
I am attorney Mark Nicholson for Christine Barnett.
Jackie Starbuck, deputy prosecuting attorney.
Attorney Terrence Kennard representing Michael Barnett.
Now, you have evaluated Natalia, is that correct?
I treated her back in 2010, I believe.
You know that Natalia is not a child.
When I saw her, her growth plates were open, so she was not an adult when I saw her.
She has been legally declared an adult.
Okay. Not at the time of treatment, just so we're clear.
At my time of treatment, she was not legally an adult. She came in and I was told that she was 6.
It's not me that's saying it, doctor, with all due respect. It's the court.
I understand that, but
well, sir, let me finish, please. Let me finish. It is the court order that gave her a date of birth. And the point I'm trying to get across to you is that when you testify, and the prosecutor should tell you, there's not going to be any testimony of you trying to tell the jury that, well, when I saw her, she was a child.
What I'm telling you is, x-rays don't lie. Your growth plates are not open, sir.
But doctor, you understand that we can't talk about that at trial, right?
So I'm to refer to her as an adult?
A person.
So we're not really interested in the truth. What we're interested in is what was legally put out there.
I don't appreciate you saying that we're not interested in the truth. Because I am interested in the truth.
Okay.
There's been a lot of lies that have been going on.
We are not going to argue about...
I'm not arguing. What I'm telling him is he will not disrespect me and say that I am not interested in the truth.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because he just said that, well, we're not interested in the truth.
Can we get back to the
Her birth date, doctor, is September 4th, 1989.
We are at the attorney's office, and it is game time. We're here for court prep. We have my 3 attorneys waiting on the 4th floor for us to go in and figure out exactly what the game plan is. I wish I could tell you what comes after trial. I have zero idea or control of what my life will hold, what my future will be like. None. But when we go upstairs, you're going to see I've got 3 full-time attorneys working on this case and only this case 24/7. I've got Riley. Riley is a new attorney on the case. And the new kid, he's sharp, he's skilled, he's bringing in something a little extra that we hadn't seen before. Then I've got Vincent Scott. Vince is calm to help the jury understand and see plainly and clearly the lies. Then I get to the leader. Got my attorney and savior, Terrence Kennard, on my side.
Let's do this.
Terrence and I have really gotten close. He truly feels like family. He feels like a friend.
I'm 100% behind you. I absolutely believe you're innocent. I don't have to tell you this because you already know the stakes are high. Can't predict what 12 people in a room will do.
And neither can I. These men have dedicated their lives to saving me. I'm up against the impossible, but I can do it.
The state of Indiana versus Michael Barnett. This trial is about you. We're not defending Christine Barnett. So no part of our case will we attempt to pave the road for her. We will not use the name Christine in trial. Well, we know their overall message is going to be abandonment, right? The word adoption can't be used. In this case, it's kind of crazy because everybody's expecting this to be about this crazy adoption.
But it's not. This case is about an allegation of neglect.
If the jury looks at Natalia and her physical stature, they'll know she's an adult. But even as an adult, they say, but still, how can parents leave someone so tiny by themselves? And if a jury believes that one thing, they can find that you've abandoned a person that's in need. They can convict. Here's the deal. We can't use the word adult. I don't know why.
You can't use the word child.
But we don't want to use the word child.
What is Natalia to you?
She is my daughter. She's legally my adopted daughter.
Your 21-year-old daughter? Yeah, look at these graduates, man. They impress me. Yes. We're going to say, did you abandon your 22-year-old daughter, right?
No.
that's going to be the phrase to connotate she's not a child, she's an adult, without using the phrase.
In terms of like an ideal jury, I know it's hard to predict, but what are we looking for?
People that like me. And that's hard. Ideal jury, I would want educated, middle-class jurors. So you're going to have a very conservative mix. You want to be relatable to them.
Yes, sir.
Facial expression and demeanor, smile. A little less. There you go. Don't over-express yourself because it can come off as weird or creepy or detached.
So as I'm sitting there, facial expression-wise, so obviously not a super happy smile. I'm not happy to be in court.
No.
It's also not mad, not upset. It's just the truth of the matter. I'm an innocent person being reviewed and judged. So
yeah, and the elephant in the room, whether or not Michael's taking the stand. All that's going to depend on what we need to get out that's not there. This is the Super Bowl. Our goal is we're going to win.
You're going to go whoop somebody's ass. I know you got this. I love you, man.
All right.
Take it easy, Mike.
Bye, fellas.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
The one thing I'd be worried about with Mike, he wears his heart on his sleeve. As lawyers, it's the scariest time because it's like, what if I up? If he gets convicted of this crime, I have every expectation he would have to do prison time. In Indiana, with the level 3 felony, he's looking at 16 years in prison. So as much as I gotta be strong and give the rah-rah speech to him, internally I'm because I know he's not the kind of guy that could do well if he had to go to prison. The battle begins.
We're a weekend out from trouble. I have already lost everything in my life once. If you were to show up here, right now, and you were to tell me that you've got my youngest son, Ethan, and my middle son, Wesley, in your car with you right now, and you were to tell me, Mr. Barnett, you can see him for 5 minutes, you can smile, you can hug your children, it's only for 5 minutes, but to do it, you need to cut your arm off. I'm not even going to hesitate. Where's the machete? I will do anything if I can. Sorry, I'm getting upset. Hey, When this first started, every single night that I lied awake, I would be picturing every single second in jail. I'd be going through everything I'd ever heard of jail. I'd be Googling, hey, what's jail really like, and reading the horror stories. What is at risk? Everything. Everything. Sorry about throwing it. I am a thrower when I get mad. I'm innocent. As long as the truth all comes out, I have nothing to run and hide from. Christine, she has hidden a lot of things. During discovery, while the police are gathering their evidence, requesting evidence, and whatnot, they subpoenaed Christine's entire Facebook history, every message she's ever sent, every post she's ever made, etc. As part of discovery, my attorney asked me, hey, go through this and just make sure there's no landmines that we should be aware of. So as I'm just searching through, there's a name that pops up that I'm just not expecting. It's somebody that brought their kid to our daycare in about 2006-ish. I know the guy's married, and these are extremely inappropriate sexual nature conversation. A lot of masturbating together. I want to have 3 ways with you and my wife. Can you reach out to my wife for me and invite her? And I hit the floor crying. And then I see all about the handyman, and all about her making out with him, and all about her taking him to a parking lot, leaving the kids at home, and having sex with him in the local McDonald's and Tim Hortons parking lot. Who does this?
Here comes the ladies' man. Watch out, he's a ladies' man.
My name is Fred Gill. I was a celebrity in the country music business. The thing about being on tour is the lady factor. Man, let's just say that I sucked all that up. Christine reached out to me over Messenger because they had just adopted Natalia. And so Christine had some questions for me about little people and sought some advice, and I was more than happy to share that with her. Our conversation started off very benign, and then pretty quickly turned into a chain of messages that were of a sexual nature. Christine tried to entice me into corresponding more by putting herself out there physically. There are multiple messages, quite a bit more graphic, back and forth about the kind of things we were going to do sexually. It's upside down that she sent that picture. It talks about the fact that she didn't really see me as small, that she sees me like everybody else. I go on to talk about my manhood being larger than average. I asked her if she liked oral. She said, depends on if the guy's any good at it. I told her about how I had an ex-girlfriend that just about kept me across the room because I was giving her so many orgasms in a row. Peeled the sheets off the bed, that kind of stuff. Eventually, I was called by a state police investigator asking me about the messages between Christine and I.
So I find out about this long after divorce, with a woman that I truly cannot even fathom communicating with. I'm robbed of my ability to confront her on this. I'm still not ready to stand up to her. And I'm not ready to. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I want this to stop.
About 2.5 years after my divorce, Jennifer and I found each other. Jennifer, God bless her, pulls me up, yells at me like a soldier. She is an angel and a rock star at the same time. And she basically gets me back on track. And that's really important and valuable.
I am so emotionally fragile and delicate. It's such a house of cards right now. A few months ago, I had a breakdown. I had a mental breakdown. All the pressure and all the weight and all the constant inability to sleep, inability to rest, inability to live, just all came crashing down. This is all getting closer and closer and closer, and it's getting tense and tense. I checked myself into the hospital in June. I had no problem talking about this. I might get emotional over it, but I truly don't have trouble talking about it. It was as close as I've been to a third suicide attempt since the second one. And it's been 18 years since then. I have panic attacks all day long. I have anxiety attacks all day long. Where we are at my attorney's office, this is the only place I feel myself anymore. This is the only place that I feel comfortable and confident, and I don't feel like somebody might be coming to attack me. I don't feel safe almost anywhere anymore. There's always a potential of some random reporter banging on my door and shouting my name. Michael Barnett, we know you're in there. Come out.
It's a story that captured the world's attention.
The bizarre case of child neglect. The parents from Indianapolis accused of abandoning their adoptive daughter in an apartment.
The Barnetts will have separate trials, with Michael's just days away.
So you think they should go to jail?
I felt like I was already robbed of my childhood, but when I got re-aged, that's when it really hit hard. It's not right to do that to a child. They should do their time, get it over with, and get right with God.
Michael's trial is coming up, and the judge is ruling that despite this DNA evidence, age still can't be mentioned. And that's a big blow to the prosecution, because a lot of their counts had to do with the abandonment and neglect of a child, and everything became now abandonment and neglect of a disabled person, not a child. Is this trial going to answer all the questions? No. The judge has limited the evidence that the jury can hear. They're not going to know that Natalia was re-aged from 8 to 22.
Now, when you're in Lafayette, you didn't report that you were being neglected.
No, because I didn't even know what that meant.
Well, you didn't know that you didn't report that, hey, you're left alone and you don't know what you're doing.
Yes, because I didn't know that I could call the police and tell them that.
So the things that the police said that you said, you're saying they're lying about that, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the things that the field case managers said that you said, they're lying about that too.
Yes.
Mike, come on in. How you feel?
Great. I am ready to whoop some ass. I'm walking into battle where I need certain types of experts, and I've got them.
And so those things are all true, but what I want to talk about is the people on the other table are not your friend. This is a bout. This is a boxing match.
Yep.
This is pugilism. You have to punch and get punched.
I can take a lot of punches, man.
100 jury trials under my belt. One thing has always been true, regardless of the criminal offense. It's going to come down to, do the jurors like you? Was Michael a good parent? Was Michael a good person? Did Michael Barnett abandon his 23-year-old daughter? You're being judged because remember the question is, did Michael Barnett abandon his 23-year-old daughter? The jury is looking to see if you host those negative qualities. The biggest part is they're going to listen to your daughter. And they're going to listen to what she has to say. In my opinion, Michael Barnett's a piece of How are you going to respond to that in front of those 12 people?
I have been practicing for this moment for a decade. I have put myself through the ringer in my head every night since we started.
Let me ask you this. How do you feel about Natalia?
Natalia's a human being, flesh and blood, thinking, caring, feeling, emoting person. Right? Just like you. Just like me.
You know, I didn't hear you say I love her.
No, you didn't. Let me answer your question with an anti-answer. So not so much how do I feel about her, but how do I not feel about her? There's not going to be hate. There's not going to be anger.
I've been a part of cases where, you know, it looks really good. and then it turns on an issue, and the case that I thought wasn't very good ends up prevailing. Basically, what I'm trying to say in a nice way is sometimes you can have a great case, the state can have a case, the state still wins. Here's the deal for the lawyers. This is only about Michael. It is imperative that you not bring up Christine. We're not defending Christine Barnett. We'll only be saying Michael Barnett, Michael Barnett, Michael Barnett. The parameters of this thing is, did Michael Barnett neglect his 23-year-old daughter? If you're a juror and you're hearing that this person is incapable, would it be helpful to you to see her capabilities in a multitude of areas? So we have different video clips. Let's play it, let's discuss it, and let's see what we got.
Natalia Barnett running without assistance in 2011.
That's going to be a good one.
And this is at your house, Michael?
This is at my house in Westfield. This is after the first attempt at Christine.
Just move it.
That's what she's able to do.
What we use that for is to show that the diminished capacity that they're speaking of in Lafayette seems to be kind of an aberration because she was totally capable prior. And nothing in her life changed other than her geographical location. Next video.
Trash can, bringing it in. It's not even on wheels.
No, it's not!
No, she's just dragging. Pulling this trash can that's her size.
Put that donut down. Put that down. Put that down. Put it down. For what? Put it down. Do me a favor. Put it down.
I'm in the middle of what dessert?
Yes, just drop it. Drop it.
Now give me my donut back.
Hold on, because not yet. Not yet. Stop.
You can eat when you're not talking.
Issues, guys. We need to stay, focused and not get arrogant because we have a strong case. We're at a trial. I'm trying to kick this girl's ass. I'm not trying to be her friend.
Natalia's age, if indeed she was only 8 years old, her knowledge wasn't there.
Well, she wasn't 8 years old. She was an adult.
It sounds like you're trying to make excuses for a woman who dumped her child.
Well, and that's his job, so...
No, hold on, Jackie. That's not my job to make excuses, ma'am.
Stop calling me ma'am. My name is Miss Weaver or Kenna. You can call me either or.
Oh, hang on.
Hey, you need to stay out of this. You're not part of this. Hey, stop it. The Barnetts, what they did is wrong. They're a disgrace. I think that they're crooks. How dare you play with a human being's life? What the were you thinking? It'd be nice to see some vengeance, some justice for that. I hope my testimony can reveal the truths. I hope my testimony can help Natalia. I hope she can heal from this. Because she's had a lot of people, professionals even, let her down. She needs a wing over her, and she needs protected. Because she's up against a lot.
Today is the day. I'm getting ready to face my destiny. A lot of things going through my mind right now. Almost a sense of relief that it's here. In an hour, literally an hour, I'll be sitting in front of the judge and it's game time. I'm on stage. My role is going to be an innocent looking guy sitting still. It's just...
I'm Tracy Grant outside Tippecanoe County Courthouse for day one of the Michael Barnett trial. It's a simple question. Did Michael Barnett abandon his 24-year-old daughter?
The Barnetts have to be held accountable. You should be ashamed of yourself. You put someone through hell, and it was a child that you put through hell who already had a disability and issues and obstacles that she was going to have to overcome. And you put her through hell. Good people don't do that. If there's no justice to what happened to her, then she'll feel like she doesn't matter, and that's not true.
I pray that Natalia has the justice that she seeks, the truth comes out, and all will understand, and that God is with her every step of the way. Amen. And so it be.
A global audience is eagerly awaiting the outcome of one of the biggest trials of the year. But due to Indiana state law, cameras are not permitted inside the courtroom during the trial. Today, jurors heard from the manager of the apartment building where the Barnetts placed Natalia. Prosecutors tried to prove not enough was done for her to live her daily life comfortably. Detective Brandon Davenport says Michael had a lot to say about how Christine Barnett and Natalia were constantly at odds.
You know why she picked Lafayette? She said to me, Lafayette is a white trash town. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna notice.
Hearing that comment that Christine said, Lafayette is a white trash town, no one's going to care about her, is not good for the defense. Michael's associated with Christine. That's his wife at the time. So, yeah, that's not good.
Get all hands on deck for this. I got a call from my office staff telling me that this article had hit the paper. One of the witnesses claimed that Michael allegedly made this statement to him, that they were leaving Natalia here in Lafayette because it's a white trash town. And now it's in the paper. We got to figure out how to deal with it. We got the entire city pissed off with my client. I think once he understands the gravity of what's going on, I'm pretty sure he's going to decompose a little bit. He's going to break down a little bit. This was tsunami. We got to swim our way out of this. This changes everything.
Day 3 of the state of Indiana versus Michael Barnett brought the star witness, Natalia Barnett, to the courtroom. Using a walker, Natalia was helped onto the stand to face the man who adopted her and allegedly abandoned her 2 years later.
Good morning.
Prosecutors gave Natalia room to describe her medical condition and how much pain it causes her. The biggest bombshell in the courtroom was when Kennard asked Natalia her birth date, and she had to say 1989. That reinforced the fact that this case was not going to be based on age. Towards the end of her testimony, Natalia broke down in tears.
Natalia was the last witness in the prosecution's case in chief, and when she was cross-examined by Michael's attorney, she was asked a series of questions where she couldn't remember the answers, and she was chided and challenged and criticized for not remembering. But jurors don't know that Anna Gaba is Natalia's biological mother and that Natalia was born in 2003. So these questions she's being asked and details she doesn't remember involve times when she was 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. No wonder she doesn't remember. I can't wrap my head around the fact that jurors don't know the most fundamental fact in this whole saga, and that is, how old is Natalia Barnett really?
After closing arguments were completed, observers in the courtroom said it seemed like a draw. It could go either way. And now it's in the hands of the jury.
I just know that is the moment. My entire life changes forever.
What was it like seeing Natalia in there then?
Oh, a little upsetting. Because she should have been my granddaughter, and she didn't end up being my granddaughter.
o'clock on a Thursday. Why not?
Everything that they said in their case was Christine. It wasn't really that bad. They'll go get her ass.
Every jury is different. There's no commonality other than their assigned task. Listen to this information and make a decision. I hate this. Nationwide, prosecutors win 98% of their cases. Yeah, most of them plead, but they also win about the same percentage of trials. Trials are hard to win.
Don't go telling me that. Where was this 98% stuff 3 years ago?
You were told. You had no choice. Now the worry can really begin. What you got here?
That looks like pepperoni.
I think it might be worthy to speak a little bit about the judge.
He was probably the best judge for this case. His temperament is even. He gives both sides respect. Oh my God damn it, that's my heart. Yep, that's the court.
Is it?
Put it on speaker. Hi, Terrence.
Hi, Mr. Kennard. It's Ashley in Superior Court 2. We have a verdict.
Not a question?
Not a question, a verdict.
Okay, I'm gonna go vomit and then I'll be right there.
Oh, that was quick.
Quick as bad.
You don't know.
Let's do it.
Sir. I just had numbness come wash all over me. I can't think, I can't feel. I don't have words. I just found. Hi.
Hi, sweetie.
How'd it go?
I know.
It's in the hands of the jury. Nothing you can do to change it. It's done.
Jury deliberations have concluded in the Michael Barnett trial, reaching a verdict in just a couple of hours.
See you. No, they didn't do. And look at this. We just finished this case. We're not allowed to talk about adoption. We're not allowed to talk about age. We're not allowed to talk about mental health records. We're not allowed to talk about our statements saying she wanted to kill us. We're not allowed to talk about statements saying that she didn't want to be around us anymore. We're coming down to continued circumstantial evidence from 12 years ago. See if I can keep it together.
about an hour and a half to figure out I wasn't guilty on 4 felony charges. It might be over. It might be over. The 12 jurors only took a couple hours to find him not guilty of every count. All 4 counts, not guilty. Clean sweep. Complete victory for the defense. But I'll tell you what, this is not a vindication. Michael got lucky. Michael dodged a bullet. Jurors did not have all the facts. They based their decision on the limited information that they were given. I would want to ask the jury in Michael's case if their verdict would have been different had they known Natalia was an elementary school age child when she was left to fend for herself. A child. Would they have made a different decision?
My name is Jane Parker. I served as the foreperson for the Michael Barnett trial. I was born and raised in Indiana. I'm Hoosier by birth, but Boilermaker by the grace of God. During the trial, there's tons of questions that really never got answered. As we started the deliberation process, 100% of the jurors, 100%, definitely believed that Michael Barnett was guilty of abandoning her. But because the judge was very, very clear on what we had to follow, people were just like, we have to go not guilty. And that was the tone in the room. Oh my God, he's gonna be not guilty. This sucks. So that night when I got home, I was straight on my computer and I watched the Dr. Phil episode after the trial.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
When is your birthday?
September 4th, 2003.
You say you're 16. Are you a 33-year-old scam artist?
No.
It seems to show that Natalia actually is closer to 19 now, which would have made her 9 at the time she was left in that apartment. That's crazy. You just think, what a creepy guy. Who does that with his daughter? If that's true, and we weren't given that information, that seems like a huge miscarriage of justice. We felt that Michael Barnett had really gotten away with abandoning and neglecting his child, and none of us felt good about that.
Holy Jacob! They didn't even have to debate anything. They went in there and they knew instantly I was not guilty. It's not even, they didn't have to argue or discuss it. They all knew it.
So is this all behind you now, or?
It is like 90% behind me. I'll have to deal with certain little fallout from it the rest of my life. Right after the judge got finished reading the verdict and the jury left the courtroom, the prosecutor then decided right then and there to let me know that she has now subpoenaed me to testify against your mommy.
Immediately upon being acquitted, Michael no longer had a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, right? So he was served with a subpoena to testify at Christine's trial. Now you say, how could a husband be compelled to testify against a wife? Isn't there a privilege? Yes, there is a spousal privilege. However, there is an exception when a crime is afoot.
This now becomes almost a Rubik's Cube on steroids, because there's more information in the mix, and they're going to have a real shot at getting Christine, his ex-wife. It appears to me, at least, that the charges that they brought against Michael Barnett, they did that somewhat in the sense of a trial run for the trial against her.
It would be absolute beautiful justice if Christine Barnett was found guilty here in Lafayette, Indiana, where she called everyone white trash.
Christine, is there anything you want to say?
No comment. I'd also say to Christine Barnett that I hope justice is done, and that rightfully so you should pay for abandoning a child. I hope she goes through hell.
I do think Michael Barnett, what he's been through, if he had an opportunity to testify against his ex-wife, Christine, he would do it in a heartbeat.
You will testify against Christine, or you won't?
Do I want to testify against my ex-wife, the mother of my children? What I want is for her to burn in hell. The emotions after trial, they're up and down. It's been the first days of natural breathing that I've had in many years. It has truly felt like there is a 10-ton anvil over my head. Right up there. And unfortunately, that anvil is connected by just one single thread. Teeny tiny little thread. And if that wasn't, stress-inducing enough, there's like a cartoon coyote up there with a giant pair of scissors to just chop and crush me. That's not there now. So, as the trial ended, Natalia and I had this moment together while everybody's off in a sidebar where there's nobody left in the courtroom. All I can see is Natalia. So as we're having this moment together where we lock eyes, she just looks at me and does like a little wave. A little wave back from me. And I mouthed something to her, and I think she was able to get it. I just simply said, "This is hard. I'm sorry." I mean, she was going through something really tough. During Natalia's testimony and depositions, it was a relief to me to honestly hear her describe some of the things that Christine did to her. Christine trying to beat the truth out of her. But she didn't expand on that. There was no additional, and Michael this, and Michael that, and Michael this, because Michael didn't. I'm not the bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not mean. I didn't harm her. One moment, I'm exonerated. It's over. I have fought a very hard-fought victory. And my brain is saving strength for the fight that I've got coming. So as far as me being subpoenaed to potentially testify at Christine's trial, because I've just gone through what I've gone through, I have got protection called double jeopardy. Double jeopardy basically meaning anything that came out during the investigation of this case, they can't go back and charge me for it. The prosecutor had made it very, very verbally clear they're going after Christine and they want her in the ground. She's petrified. She's scared to death and she knows it. I want Christine to go to jail. There's not a line she's not willing to cross. I don't care what Christine's going to say about me, and I'm going to assume the worst at all times. And she has already done all the damage to me that she can do. What else is she going to do? What's she going to do?
As far as this trial goes, for Christine, when I got the call from a detective, Davenport, from the sex trafficking division of the Indiana State Police, was kind of taken back because of my past and enjoying the company of women, sometimes paid for women. Just gonna say, I'm not a bad guy, but guys have needs. Anyhow, and he said, well, this is Detective Davenport from the Indiana State Police. Do you know Christine, they adopted a young woman, Natalia? I said, yeah, I think she mentioned something about that, and he wanted to know if I had ever dated Natalia, and I kind of was, I was like flabbergasted, basically someone asking me had I ever had sexual relations with Natalia. In my mind, I'm thinking, what the are you talking about, dude? I'm like, whoa. I'm gonna say it definitely took my breath away. You don't have to feel bad, he said. Even if you kissed her, I need to know, but you're not going to get in trouble, I think is what he said. And I said, no, I've never been intimate with a little person, ever. In my entire life. I know that. So now I know that this is not somebody I met and forgot about. And I had met Christine and Jacob when I was on the road. I don't know how the detective got my name, other than maybe he saw on the message where Christine tried to set me up with her. But I didn't take the bait, no reply from me. I just am like, gives me shivers to think that anybody would even remotely do that. I don't go there, and I think that people that do go there need to have their balls chopped off. It just really is disgusting. Yeah.
She tried to set Natalia up with Freddie Gill.
There's something else that Freddie told us, Michael, that's a very serious accusation about you. I think it's our obligation to show you this.
I'm not going to pay attention. I truly don't care.
I gotta be honest. My thoughts on it is I'm appreciative that they gave you the opportunity to speak on that. Because you and I didn't know that material existed. And I would hate for that to appear on, Inside Hollywood. That's the story he's running around telling. And you would have missed this opportunity to weigh in.
We have had many pushes and pulls. This is the last thing I'll do. Everything else from now on that I say no is no. Whose computer is this? How many pieces do you want back in? I'm not kidding.
Please don't.
I don't care what's in this. It truly doesn't affect me what Christine tells random people in the public about me.
Christine told me in a series of messages Natalia ruined her life in so many ways. Christine basically said that Natalia started...
No! Guys, mic's off. Look, I don't want to talk about this part at all.
When I testify in the trial of Christine Barnett, I'm going to be doing the right thing, telling the truth. I guess I'll see you guys in court.
Michael's trial is over. He won. He's a free man. He has his liberty. He may still have to answer to some of this, though, in the court of public opinion.
Michael Barnett being found not guilty was very disturbing, infuriating. Everything was stacked against Natalia. She didn't have a chance.
Poor Natalia. We can't do this, girl. You have to be held accountable for the decisions you make in life.
This whole Natalia situation, don't think I'll ever deal with it again. Knock on wood, but it was just a nightmare.
The whole cliche of time heals all wounds, I don't think it's really all that true. But it just makes it so you can move on. I think time now needs to start doing its job.
It was an odd feeling that Michael Barnett really got away with something.
It's okay. That's all right. You're not getting the crying version. If you want the crying version, I'll bust that one out.